Right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if we go with the 3 races, of course, then it's going to be 150 points for the power bikes and the 600. So, actually, I think we could be crowning our first champion today. Anyway, we'll worry about them in a moment because we're about to get the 400 race underway. Somebody's got an interesting way of starting a race. I think we're going to see a jump start for one of our rookie riders. Could be that one who's leading the race at the moment. Somebody else is starting from the pit lane there. So
yeah, Patrick Clinch from pit lane. So, yeah, that's an interesting take.
Well, if you're going to do it, might as well do it big. There's no point in making a little bit of a leap and just getting yourself...
Arguably, that's the safer way to do it. If you jump the start, you know, if you stop the start, it's... So if you're going to go for it, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's discretionary as to the penalty given. It's usually 10 seconds. It can be anything the clerk of the course decides. I've seen 5-second penalties given out before as the MZs get underway. And it is Alex Mann who's away very sharply indeed. I think he's going to lead them. Pete Woodall is right up there in the mix as well. And I think I can also see the bike of Chris Kent. Chris making one of his occasional appearances. Occasional successful appearances, I think, is the best way to describe Mr. Kent's visits out with the Rev Coin 600. Having a quick look. He's had a win and 5 other podiums so far this weekend in his brief appearances. So, yeah, he hasn't forgotten how to ride a bike, that's for sure. Go on, mate.
MZs are all safely around the right-hander up at Wilson's. They're heading around Palmer's now, but it is Hudson Cooper who leads the way in the Ninjas at the moment, Keith, from the number 30 of Lewis Jones. We're going to have to get used to the colours on them DRC leathers.
Yeah.
But the MZs are now heading on towards Agostins, and that looks like Alex Mann. And I remember, was it a year ago where Alex Mann just seemed to... Well, nobody could go with him, really. He had like a second lead at the end of lap number 1, and the slipstream didn't seem to work for his competitors either.
It's amazing, isn't it? The speed that Alex Mann has is absolutely incredible. It really is. That's a yellow flag. No, it's not showing. It's just being rested there. It's not being waved. Actually.
Okay.
It's just, I get a little bit confused there. But no, that looks like the Ninjas making their way up towards the bomb hole then. And they come out of the bomb hole around to Corms. And a good 3-way group. Now, that is technically the battle for the lead overall. Obviously, not technically that, but you've got first senior and the first junior in that, because obviously the first junior is either Rooker or Cooper, but of course the senior is Jones.
Cooper is out in front at the moment, leading the way overall and in the juniors. Then it is Lewis Jones, and that looks like the number 7 machine of Travis Rooker. The Swedish rider is right there in 3rd position. The next up, there's a bit of a gap back to Arnie Carr, and then 5th place at the moment there with number 112 of Ruben Bray, who has got a 10-second jump start penalty.
What a surprise. Yeah, that was as blatant jump starts go. That was one of the more blatant ones, wasn't it?
Yes, in a word, it was... well, there's no hiding it, really, was there?
No, absolutely none whatsoever.
So there's a lead there of a 1/4 of a second for Hudson Cooper over Lewis Jones as they make their way around the right-hander up there at Wilson's, the first of the 2 hairpins here at Snetterton. So round they go and on towards Palmer's. But that is a 1/4 of a second lead then between Cooper and Jones. Then Jones has 0.2 of a second over Travis Rooker. Then there's a 1.2 second gap back to Arnie Carr. And 5th on corrected time is Archie Ormrod, who we've already seen out there on circuit today in the Formula 400s. And that, of course, was on the ZX4R Kawasaki. But this time around, he's on the Ninja 400, the parallel twin.
Yep, a little bit of a difference in the bike there, but clearly the youngster's got some good talent there. Just having a look at Arnie Carr's results, he basically didn't join us till Donington, and so far he's had 8 finishes for 3 wins and 5 seconds. So his position at the moment, in relative terms, is quite a long way back, being over a 1.25 seconds away. But I think he'll be coming soon as he gets more used to the track.
Change of the race lead. There is Lewis Jones. He went up the inside as it went in towards Oggies then. So the number 30 of Lewis Jones now leads the way from the 217 of Hudson Cooper, and that is the battle at the front there. And Travis Rooker is right there with them as well as they head down the back straight. There's the battle for 4th position on circuit. That will be between Arnie Carr and Ruben Bray is now down in 13th position and 11th in class. As well, there are only 2 seniors, and I'm looking down there, Keith, for Darren Booser. Am I blind or can't I see him?
No, he's not on the ones. We've only got the screen going down to 30th place there, so I'm guessing it's going to be a DNF, unfortunately, for Darren Booster. That'll be his first of the year. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
He's not on the grid sheet either, and showing as being in qualifying.
Okay, I wonder what's happened to Darren there, because neither Darren or his son are shown on the screen either here, of course. his son,
Kian
Booser. Yeah, they're both very quick riders, and I don't quite know what's happened there as the leaders come across the line, and it's a clear gap now for Hudson Cooper by 3/4 of a second. Travis Rooker in second place overall, but he's got Jones alongside him there. Carr and Bray are next across the line. Bray, of course, with that jump start penalty, which actually, to be fair, has paid dividends for him, because he is still 4th in class. And I'm just going to have a quick look. Ruben Bray, yeah, no, he did actually finish on the podium. He hasn't been with us for the last few rounds, but he finished on the podium back at Alton Park, so clearly a capable peddler anyway. Now, the one I was going to mention is Travis Rooker. He's been on the podium 9 times, but hasn't quite made it to the top step, and at the moment it looks like young Hudson Cooper is going to deny him that privilege once again. But they're very close in times there, 2:17.6, 2:17.9. So let's see if Travis can lift his skirts a little bit, get on pace. So a quick look at the MZs there as well, and what a surprise, Alex Mann leads the way from Pete Woodall. Those guys already into the slower traffic of the Ninjas. Chris Kennedy's up next, and it's John Ashby, Caleb White, Jack Wolf, and then it is Chris Rogers, who is out there in 7th place at the moment. So Chris, the lap record holder, was able to get out there. We need to keep a close eye on these lap records as well there, Bradley. Fastest of the MZ so far, 2:25.335. So what are we looking at for the MZ?
2:20.
So wow. Chris Rogers was flying that day. And as far as the Ninjas go, the fastest junior at the moment is obviously Hudson Cooper with a 2:17.656. What sort of, where does that put him as compared with the lap record?
About 4 seconds away.
Okay, I wonder what's happened out there. They're going relatively slowly here, and this is the whole race.
How about the seniors?
2:18.
Yeah, we're looking for a 2:4. 13 for the juniors, 14 for the seniors.
Yeah, so we've still got a few seconds to find, but obviously we've only had the one flying lap so far. Plenty of time to make up time. We'll get it wrong. Go on, mate.
If we look opposite the start-finish line as well, we can see that the trees are blowing around a little bit in the wind.
Yeah,
that won't be working in their favour.
Absolutely, these light bikes do get affected by the wind a lot more. It's a fair old breeze for those who are not here. Again, if you've got friends, family listening at home or want to listen at home, you go to tsl-timing.com and you can listen to us live literally anywhere in the world as the leaders come across the line. Cooper, Jones, Rooker. So Jones goes past on Travis. That's only for class position, but again, Cooper's a little bit quicker again, opens up the gap to almost a second there as Carr and Bray come across the line, and that is very much a battle for a podium between those two, separated though by a fair old chunk because that penalty gets applied, and of course Ruben goes back by 10 seconds, and so sometimes the jump start penalty is a little bit questionable, but if you're going to do it, that was as blatant as it possibly could come. A little bit further back, Wingate's gone past on Rafferty, Henry's first race there. Gleason goes past on Marshall. Barrel goes past on Carter. So a little bit of chopping and changing further back down there. Waiting for the MZs to come and join us, which they'll do shortly. The gap between Alex Mann and Pete Woodall, 1.4 seconds last time. There's some of the back marking. Kawasaki's come past, so there goes Alex Mann then, and yeah, they've gone past Jamie Fox there, and Alex Mann now 2.3 seconds to the good over Pete Woodall. Chris Kent, unfortunately, a little bit further back again, and is he having a bit of a lonely race there, Chris? I know John Ashby, so they definitely have something to argue about there. Caleb Wright about half a second back, so that's the main battle in the MZs at the moment. Chris Rogers another 5 seconds or so back, but out in front, quickest man on the track once again, a 2:17.1 there for Hudson Cooper. So it'd be interesting to see what Jones can do now he's got past on Rooker. Go on, mate.
I think I was just having a look at the timing screen here, and it's showing that the number through on the number 30 is Lewis Jones now. So that was done in between the start-finish line and the bridge down the end of the back straight there. But as we look up towards Corrams, and that's a relatively big gap there already between Travis Rooker and Lewis Jones. So we'll have a look on the lap times when they come around to complete lap number 4. Of course, this will be the start of the final lap as well, as they make the way out of Murray's and onto the front straight for the penultimate time at full racing speed then, and it is the number 217 of Hudson Cooper who leads the way, but Travis Rooker is charging. He's charging hard, in fact. He had a 0.9 of a second lead, did Hudson Cooper, but this time around it's 0.8, And yeah, Rooker going 0.4 of a second quicker than the man in front of Hudson Cooper. Lewis Jones a 2:19 on that previous lap, which is about 1.8 seconds away from his previous best.
Sounds like a bit of a wobble somewhere, I think, there for Lewis. I think it maybe outbrakes himself at the end of the straight or something like that. But yeah, it didn't work out as planned. But still got a few laps to make up the ground there. Well, actually a few laps. Sorry, he's got one lap, of course, because the last lap flag has gone out. And this will be the last lap of racing before lunch today. We are going to go for a lunch break at 1 o'clock on time. Blimey, we're running on time. That's brilliant to see. I tell you what, you mentioned that wind, mate. I'm now looking at the windsock over by the med centre there, which is obviously used in case the helicopter needs to land, and it's pretty much horizontal, isn't it? It has the medical flag alongside it.
No, yeah, that'll be a headwind down the start-finish straight, but backwind down the back straight, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the headwind is worse for your lap time than the tailwind is advantageous, basically.
Taken into consideration as well, it is uphill from...
Yes. Yeah, no, that's absolutely a factor when you've got a wind like that pushing your head. I mean, the wind difference here can affect your gearing, particularly on these little machines where you're kind of a critical tooth here or a tooth there. I can see the recovery 2 van being repositioned there, and so I'm wondering if we've lost somebody. I can't see anybody. No, there we go. Is that the 21 machine that's gone missing somewhere there, mate?
21 will be Jack Wolf in the MZs.
Yeah, looks like he has dropped off the board here, so didn't hear anything on the radio, but unfortunately Jack Wolf's gone AWOL.
Yeah, Hudson Cooper's retaliating to the challenge being posed by Travis Rooker because he's gone purple in sector. Travis Rooker because he's gone purple in sector number 1 and has pulled out a further 3 tenths. So the gap is back up to over a second now as we look up towards the bomb hole and on towards Corrams. That may well be an MZ, but they won't come into play for our leaders in the Ninjas, and there goes Hudson Cooper. Look at that gap. That is an interesting gap. So looking up there at Brundles and Nelson's, yellow flags, and there is a bike in the grass there, so we'll try and pick it up.
One of our leading trio, I think, mate. I think you're right. You called that well.
Yeah, Lewis Jones is through Murray's at the moment, so Hudson Cooper is being wheeled on by the team, and it's another victory then this season for Hudson Cooper, and it looks as though that unfortunately it was the number 7 Swedish rider of Travis Rooker who has gone down, because Lewis Jones is across the line to take second position and 25 points in the senior championship.
Yeah, of course, that's critical points for him. I mean, obviously the senior championship's still a long way away. We don't know what's happened to Darren Boos or indeed Kian. It'll be interesting to see if we can find somebody who can give us the inside scoop there. And again, we do welcome people coming up to have a chat with us, whether it be riders, team owners or whatever. If you want to come and have a quick chat, particularly if your team, your race is on the track, feel free to come and join us. We love a little bit of inside gossip from people in the paddock who know exactly what's going on these things, just watching the rest of them come across the line. So despite the jump start penalty there, Bray does finish in 3rd place, so fair play to the youngster Ruben Bray. Be well pleased with that, as Archie Ormeroyd finishes ahead of Alfie Garrett. And let's have a quick look. So Arnie Carr continues his remarkable record of having finished 1st or 2nd in every Ninja race he's been in. That's not too shabby, is it, mate?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Especially for the youngster there. So Garrett from Baker from Stone, who is 2nd. Michael Stone is 2nd in the seniors. That'll be good news as far as his championship goes. That'll won't quite put him past Patrick Kling, but it'll certainly move him a bit closer. Then it's Rafferty, Henry Rafferty, first race out. That's an impressive result in 7th place for the youngster. Then it's Izzy Wingate, King, Gleeson, Barrel, Marshall, Carter, Scott, Cowie, Smith. Then MZ Time with Alex Mann coming